Okay, it looks like I'm getting a following for some reason. I got a dozen or more people subscribe to me right now. Like I think it's 13. Isn't 13 supposed to be an unlucky number? I guess Friday the 13th is unlucky if you're a Templar, huh? I don't know why you subscribe to me, you know, and personally, you know, anyway, probably because you're interested in like survival skills and shit. Because that's where my whole reason for doing survival skills is because I advocate self-reliance. Okay, the ability to take care of yourself. Okay, if you're handicapped, I can understand. Okay, it may be difficult to do a lot of things, etc., etc. You know, and you have my, I guess I can't really say sympathy, but you have my empathy. Okay? It's not your fault. Then again, you know, depending on how you look at things on a spiritual level, you know, it damn well could be. You know, at which point, you know what, there's really nothing I can do for you anyway. The best I could do, okay, I may come off harsh about things like issues like hunger, you know, especially like here in the United States. If you're going hungry in the United States, bro, you're either stupid, ignorant, and there is a difference. And if you're ignorant, you can be taught and made to understand, which means, you know, you're missing some skills that could help make life easier. Okay. And like, yeah, I'm willing to help. Okay, I'm the type of person that believes in teaching a man to fish. You know, it's like I'll teach you how to fish, right? And if you throw in a line with me, bro, if I'm the only one that catches anything, I'll share it with you. I have no problems. Okay, I'll split that fucker in half, and you can have your half with me or without me. You know, I don't give a shit. But you know, why? Because you tried. Okay, and it's like God helps them that help themselves. Well, who the hell am I to, you know, do any better or to do any more? You know, I'll help you if you're willing to help yourself. Okay, if you have a handicap that prevents you from being able to do this, I'll help you. Okay? Why? Because, well, you know what? I'm not exactly heartless, okay? I may be on occasion, but it's like I'm not exactly that cold-blooded. Okay? Personally, as far as anything, if I hold anything against you, it's not you personal. It's you, the species. Okay? Because I believe the human population is like out of fucking crazy. Okay? I think I don't know. You know? Maybe I was born a century and a half, 2 centuries too late in this country. Because if I, you know, regardless of my skin color, I'd have backed the natives of this country in a heartbeat. Okay, in any fight. And why? Because they had the understanding of things. But that's another story. So I don't intend to come off heartless. Yeah, or you're handicapped, so there's nothing you can do about it. So I'm willing to help you there in any way that I can. Okay. Money, why do you need money? I'm so far in debt, actually, that any money that I make is somebody else's. So, hey, what the fuck? But I still live. I still survive. I still thrive. Okay? Even though I'm like up to here in debt. But, you know what? That's my own fault. Yeah, what can you say, you know? You take a caveman and show him shiny shit, you know, he just, there he went, yeah. And that's pretty much how I lived my life for quite a few years. It was like, you know, I guess you could say I lived it like a caveman did, only I lived in a few occasional caves I'd come across. As long as nothing else was there that was bigger before me. I've had to chase out a few cats in there, you know, but they're manageable. Don't think I'm going in after where I can see or smell or even have any sign of bear from. That's a long story, and I don't care to go there because you probably think I'm bullshitting. Because usually when I tell people about a grizzly that I killed, they think I'm bullshitting, and I can understand why, but and that's another story. Anyway, so it's like I highly advocate self-reliance, the ability to take care of yourself. And I mean, 2 examples in the world within the past decade. Ain't even been a decade yet, okay? 2 prime examples was there was an earthquake in Pakistan and there was Katrina. Okay. Now, most of the southern states, I think you did pretty well unless they suppressed it. You know, I mean, I heard some bitching and moaning, mainly about not having housing. Rebuild! Anyway, it's not that hard. I mean, yeah, it can get cold, but I'm sorry. And if you can't take care of yourself, it's not my problem. Now, I'll show you how to take care of yourself if you want, but I wasn't there, so I really can't, you know, and it's like, in the earthquake, and the one thing that really, I call it the domestication of the human species, okay? People have been bred to become like sheep, okay, or cattle. I mean, brainless, do what they're told and that's it, you know, and if they're not told it, they don't exist. That drool, you know. So, it's like, and the reason I say is because, look at the people that, like the kids, had got frostbite feet. I can understand that walking barefoot in the snow, you'll get frostbite feet, but you know what? A simple matter would have been to find like some blanketing, cushioning, whatever, to wrap around your feet, some kind of fucking plastic type shit, you know, and then take another piece of cloth or something and wrap, you know, it's like your feet will still be cold, but they won't get frostbite as easily or quickly or however you want to put it. It's a lot, you know, and the reason you do is basically the first layer you want to make to help keep warm. Okay, they'd be like a pair of socks in the insulation in the shoe. Okay, and then you got like the plastic. That's to keep the water out, to keep the inside nice and dry. Okay, that's the trick. You want to keep it nice and dry because otherwise it'll just freeze up with the cold and you'll have ice there, and there you go, you know, frostbite. And the second layer is because plastic on snow and ice, you know. Yeah, I can understand. You think you had trouble walking when you first learned your first couple of steps. Have fun. Be great to come down the hills though, boy. Woo, shit. But, I mean, it's like, people don't use their, well, I say people don't use their intelligence. I sometimes wonder if people have intelligence anymore. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't claim to be a genius, but a lot of problems that go on in the world, I can pretty much solve plain and simple, okay?